Hey, what's up, everyone? It's KZ Fox here. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the new update of AOV, the patch 3.0. On one hand, I'm definitely not enjoying the patch as much because the mages playing mage right now, it just feels I'm not doing as much damage as I was doing in the last patch before. Even in the last patch, mage was pretty weak compared to other roles, but right now it's even weaker. So eventually I found out the reason why they're weaker. So let's go into any hero. Let's go into Kriknak over here. Look at his stats. You can notice something very, very interesting over here. Because before, every hero has 50 magic defense at level 1. But right now, this number is increased to 80 on Kriknak. Let's go into another hero. Any hero works. So Warren here has 80 magic defense. You can go into any other hero. They are all going to have the same magic defense at level 1, which is going to be 80. So this number was increased from 50 to 80 since the last patch, and that was not included in our patch note that we read. So what this means is that you need, before, this is just a flat out increase for every hero in the game that they buffed their magic defense quite a lot. In the maximum level, before it was when you hit level 15, you're gonna have 169 magic defense, but now they all have 260 plus magic defense. What that means is with the Arcana, with 88 magic penetration, magic pierce that it provides, this is the maximum amount of magic pierce you can have from your Arcana, and with the buff from enchantment from this one, Holy Verdict, you're gonna have 60 magic pierce at max level at level 15. So with all that magic pierce you have, you will not have enough magic pierce to surpass that 260 plus magic defense at max level. So what that means is you're pretty much just going to do less damage compared to before, because like in the last patch, if you are building like enchanted kicks give you 75 magic pierce. If you were building this one at some point of the game, you're doing true damage to the enemy hero because you're penetrating all his magic defense at one point of the game. Your your magic pierce is greater than their magic defense at one point of the game. But right now, even if you build this, it will not really make you do true damage to them because the magic defense is too much. So even with so being said that, we thought that this enchantment system will give mage more pierce than before, so that we can build something else, but that's definitely not the case. So if you do feel like you're doing less damage compared to the last patch, I hope this makes sense to you. Just because the enemy hero, everybody have more magic defense right now, so that's why you're doing less damage. And we're just gonna go back to a hero stats. So Zephyr here, like I said, he has 80 magic defense at level 1. What has also been increased, what other stats has also been increased are his armor and his max HP. Everybody have increased max HP at level 1 and increased armor, and also increased HP regenerated per 5 seconds. These 4 stats are all increased on every hero after the patch, and they were not stated in our patch note. So pretty much what this means is pretty much every hero is more tanky than before, and because they've buffed everybody's max HP. Hero like Zenio, hero relies on the max HP to do damage. It's like a small buff for them as well. Hero like Zenio, because his skills are his passive and his first skill are based on max HP. The more max HP he has, the more damage he does. So it might be a small buff to him. Same thing applies to Omar, who will also use max HP as one of the thing to calculate damage. His ultimate, I think, or maybe his passive. It doesn't matter. So we thought that enchantment system will give us a pretty good buff. It turns out just because they buffed everyone's defensive stats, so it turns out to not be that much of a buff at all. So to counter that, how do you play around it? The solution I came up with right now is that you have to, right now, if you want to do damage, do a good amount of damage from mid late to late game, you have to finish Stefano as early as possible for that 40% magic pierce, so you don't have to go for enchanted kicks with Stefano in the same build. That's just a really bad thing to do. So this is like a build I've came up with for like a traditional mage. You pretty much want to skip Orb Magi right now because of the max HP buff you have. So Orb Magi gives you 1200 HP as the bonus throughout the game, as it will grow in the game, but I just don't think it's that useful anymore. So they have at level 15, you're pretty much going to have 1200 more HP compared to last patch. So this Orb Magi, it really isn't just very useful. You only want to build this when you don't know what else you can build. So I would just get Orb Magi in this patch and then go for the boots. You can either go for Gilded Greaves or Flashy Boots, depending on what you want, and build one of the item that's required by that mage, and then just go for that Staff and all really early on as your third equipment or as your third piece. So that was a pretty good build. So this was the old Tulin build, but right now I would change it to something like this. Just go for this, go for the Phoenix tier, and then go for that, and go for that, and let's just go. So I would definitely change into the build like this for Tulin. If you think about it, Breath Agony actually does really good right now because everybody has more max HP. That means your the effect of this piece is going to do more damage, 3% of the target's current HP. If you do, pretty much it can do more damage than before because they already have more HP. So this might not be a bad equipment at all right now, and you pretty much want this Staff and all as soon as possible, but just for Tulin because he needs Reyes Blessing. I would just put the Staff Null into the Force piece, and then I'll change the Phoenix tier into Arctic Orb into the late game. So that's pretty much how you want to build Tulin now, I think. And for other mage like Lidiana, before Lidiana, I would go with this build where I finish the Staff Null as my last piece. But now I would change into something like this. I would go for the Staff Null really early on as my third piece, and then go for the Reyes Blessing, and then I could change the Phoenix tier into either Breath Agony or just go in for a Blade of Eternity over here. So I think right now this is how you're supposed to build these mages. Let me just change this back so I can play later on. So I think right now these are how you are supposed to play these mages. Just because how you're supposed to build them, just because the buff that pretty much messed everything up for the mage for the magic pierce calculation. It's just a huge nerf, I think. So beside that, I'm also going to talk about the most common enchantment that every mage can use. It's pretty much just like this. Most of the mages can only use like the yellow set, the Veda set. So you also want to go for the Holy Thunder to maximize your poking damage, and as the other two enchantment, you can go for the red runes to get you more stats for whatever you need. This is pretty much the only two colors you want in your enchantment for most of the mages. The only difference is that L'Oreal use a different one, and Flash may use a different one for the maximum damage. I would sometimes go for this one. This is pretty good for Flash. So that's pretty much everything I'm going to talk about in this video. So this time was another hidden change that wasn't included in the patch note, just like how, if you guys remember, there was one patch, they buffed Tulin's second skill and make the displacement further than before, and it was not included. I just hope that they would list everything out in their patch notes from this point on, so the players can understand the game better instead of just forcing the players to find out themselves. So I hope this video helped you a lot in understanding the new patch, search for mid lane, for how mage are doing less damage than before. And I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. And please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. And I hope you have a nice day.